on the Real Life TV network. Now, you better stay tuned this evening right through, because we're going to be going through the journey of this special guest we have on the panel tonight, this evening. I was going to say this afternoon, but first of all, like, comment, where are you? Even if you're watching this on the replay, put hashtag replay or put hashtag live, and then let me know where you are. Whereabouts are you in the world? Yeah, and if you're somewhere I might know, like UK, then tell me, like, the city. Tell me the city and the country. Yeah, and also tell me what you had for dinner. I want to check in on people's health. You know, health is so important. And today, I don't know about you guys elsewhere, but like in the UK, I think it was the whole UK. Apparently, loads of things opened up today. But for us, it was just another day doing whatever it is that we need to do to live the mission. So, guys, we're going to be talking about money. We're going to be talking about property. We're going to be talking about investing. And we're going to, most importantly, talking about life, because life is the vehicle that we use to go through this thing called human experience to figure out how can we add as much value to as many people as possible. Now, I want you to start tagging people, because we've got some announcements for you. The first announcement is, like, for the people who, you know, share this on their timeline and tag at least 10 people, yeah, you're going to be in for a chance. If you're still here at the end, we'll be calling your name, and you'll be in for a chance to win, and you'll be able to select your very own merchandise from our website. All kinds of things that you can get, all different types of, you know, t-shirts, hoodies, you know, gym workout clothes. We're going to talk today as well. Put it in the comments if you want to know. You want to know how to lift 6 tons? 6 tons. Yeah, we're going to be talking about how to lift 6 tons and how and why it is related to property investing. So get sharing. So Sam, I want you to start sharing it on your dog and bone that you've got there. Dog and bone. You know what the dog and bone is?
No, but I'll wing it.
The dog and bone is phone.
Oh, okay.
That's what it is. Yeah. Oh, here we go. Tagging people. Yeah, here we go. So let's get sharing this on my timeline. Bam, done. Posted. Boosh, I just shared it on my timeline. So put hashtag live if you're watching it live. I want to know who you are. So you got to tag us so we know who you are. I don't like just seeing the little icon of how many people are watching. I want to know who is watching it. So Lena and Claudette, I think I can see. You know, super interesting. I can see on my phone, but I cannot see on here. But you're in for a treat tonight, because if you're talking about generating cash flow, so who wants cash flow? Put it in the comments. Yeah, and we're talking about, you know, building portfolio wealth, you know, because that's where the generational wealth or the capital growth comes in, which, by the way, you're going to check out our content videos if you want more detailed content on how to find deals, analyzing deals, working out numbers, making offers, all of this stuff. We are literally just releasing now a series of different videos for free for you, because that's what real life is. Real life is for the people, by the people. Yeah, that's what this is all about. So if you want that, go make sure you follow Mark Harvey on Facebook and Instagram, also Real Life Group, Facebook, Instagram, and you got the Real Life Group channel on YouTube, and also get stuck into the group Property Investors with Real Life Group on Facebook as well. So that's where you're going to find loads of interaction from loads of people who are killing it in property investing, all the people from our community. But tonight we're going to be here to share as much value with you as possible, so you can see what it actually takes from the inside. Sam is come on here and he has promised to bear all the good, the bad, and the ugly. Yeah, because the thing is, when you're digging for gold, and this is what you need to get from this whole episode, when you're digging for gold, you got to shift a lot of dirt out the way, right, guys? You got to shift a lot of dirt out of the way. But we're not looking for the dirt. We're looking for the gold. Yeah. So as we go through property investing journey, there's dirt that people have to shift. Problem is that most people get stuck and too concerned at looking at the dirt. Where today, my good friends, we're going to be helping you understand from many different perspectives how not just to look at the dirt, you got to shift the dirt to get to the gold, and how to focus on the gold. Yeah, because what you're looking at with our Money Monday panelists this evening is someone who's gone from, you know, different industries, finding his way, not really knowing what he wants in life, to then finally grabbing with both hands the opportunity to start creating wealth through using the vehicle of property investing, and now building that business, and now moving to the country of his choice with his wonderful family, so he can manage his business and it will continue to grow from afar. And I'm sure there'll be great opportunity to do more businesses in his local area, in other countries, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. So first of all, thank you and welcome, Sam Raiano. Did I say it right?
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. What I usually say is the Italian version of Ryanair. So just say Sam Ryanair is fine. No worries about it. Raiano. Yeah, Raiano. Ryanair.
Raiano.
Exactly. That's it. That's what we got. But
yeah, just give people a brief introduction to who you are, what you were like, where did you come from, like what industry were you in, what happened, and how did you get to rocking it in property investing?
Yeah, so thank you for having me tonight anyway. So hello everybody. My background is in the hospitality industry. So I spent pretty much 12 years in the restaurant industry, running restaurants in London. So I worked for we call it celebrity chef as well. And then over the last few years, I just went for privates. So helping out running restaurants and building up brands and strengthening their business models as well. Obviously with COVID, everything went a bit down. We took a bit of a massive hit, and the only thing I knew is that I want to do property. So I've done. When was it? Back in 2018, actually. I went to something that is called what's it called now? Millionaire Mind Intensive. So MMI here in London. That I met a lot of lovely people. One of them was Trisha's sister. Joanne with the husband Rob got me into thinking about property, and then from thinking it became taking the action towards attending one of the events that I constantly pushed back. So in a way, it has costed me a bit more doing it with a bit of a delay, and that's it. So after that, it's been the rest is history, as they say. So yeah.
So what was it about property investing that? I mean, I might be jumping the gun here, but pulled you in. I was going to say excited you, but I can't take it for granted. You're excited. I mean, were you excited about property investing?
No, well, I don't know if you still remember the very first event that I came down to real life, when people were talking about BTL. Where I was coming from means bacon, tomato, lettuce. BTL sandwich. Not buy to let. So my knowledge was next to zero.
Yeah,
I still remember, made me sweat. But yeah, no, it's exciting. I mean, like at the end of the day, I get to have the freedom of time. So from an industry that, especially where the weekend, for example, never exists. So not being at home on a Saturday or a Sunday or the Friday night, long hours, to all of a sudden working from home and having the freedom of supporting and stay present with my family.
Yeah.
I mean, what's not to be excited about?
So you never got to watch like Live and Kicking or Soccer AM or anything like that?
I have no idea what you're talking about, but yeah, I guess not.
Well, I suppose if you you didn't have weekends for most part of your life, then you won't know what those weekend programs are.
No, well, my weekends is.
We were just talking about it the other day, which is like all of these things that we used to watch on TV, but now we want to create the TV by being out there, getting the best content, the best strategies, sharing the best formulas for people to be able to succeed in life. And what's funny, I'll troll myself before other people troll me. Yeah, because I did a post about this earlier. Some people are like, hey, listen, if you're making so much money and doing what you're doing, I'm pretty sure you wouldn't be spending your time telling people how to do it. You'd be spending the time on the thing making the money. Well, like this, the reason why I'm here, and you can share why you're here after, but the reason why I'm here is because I want to help as many people as possible start to like raise their vibration and live a life that they actually choose. Because there's no fun in being around a bunch of people that when you say, hey, let's go do this, or should we start researching more about spirituality, or should we go and drive some Formula One cars, or should we go to up in the hills and stay in some log cabins, or should we go on this ski trip, and like your friends around you, you're not able to go and do that. Oh no, sorry, can't do that, can't afford it, and all the rest of it. So actually by setting the standard and putting it out there, because I think we're on this planet. If you watch the film Lucy, Morgan Freeman, he says all the cells, which obviously we're made up of cells, their sole purpose is to pass on the information, because that's what they do. And that's how that he talks about the whole evolution thing. And then Lucy was getting all intelligent because she started using more and more of her brain. And she was like, what do I do? And it's like, just pass it on. That's what we're here for. So ultimately, that's what I want to do. And I think we all want to do that deep down, but some kind of people, con artists, too good to be true scenarios, scams that happen, and then just everybody gets tarred with the same brush then, right? So that's why I'm here, Sam, and I want to add some value. So I want to hear from you why you're here.
Yeah, no, I mean, like the way you put it, I can't top it. But it's the same. It's adding that value. It's more of since. Well, I became one of the coaches now for real life, so it's something I truly enjoy, helping out other people, achieving their goals and in their property journey as well as private life as well. So it's all about contribution and giving back. In order to receive, you first better give. And if my heart is in the right place, obviously you receive tenfold. So it's inexplicable in a way, but yeah, it's the same way. Adding value, helping out other people that are in need of maybe a bit of a shock just to get them started and truly believe in themselves. So effectively, the sky's is the limit. Yeah. So yeah, always helpful. Like there's so much value that we can do and add in other people's lives, from site viewings, phone calls, getting to know people in a better way, as in what is it that you need, and trying giving it to them as well. So it all comes down to contribution. That's it. It's never about the money. It's never about how many property you get. It's never about the cash. It's all about how do I add value, and in the same time, how do I further develop myself in my own journey. So that's why I'm here. So hopefully somebody will be inspired by that.
Absolutely. And it looks like you already got some fans on here as well.
Yes, guys.
You're willing to help a lot of people and go out your way to do so, because I think that's what we're all here to do, isn't it? That's why we what's it called? Procreate. Is that what it is? Like when we have kids? That's what it means, I think.
Yeah, procreation is something different.
Is it different? Someone can Google it and put it in the comments, or somebody might already know. What is it then?
What is it that you think?
Just we're here to create more, pass on more, pass on the information, have kids, build families, build societies, create a harmonious civilization. That's the mission I live for and like to contribute to. So let's get thick and fast on some of the strategies and some of the things that people might want to hear and might help them in their property journey. Sam, so yeah. You as a total beginner, you literally only came to an event purely off like a recommendation for someone said it would be good for you. You took a leap of faith. So then why did you pursue the property? What was it like? What sparked your
what I found in my experience, what I found is that the training that was delivered, and it kept being delivered, was I could understand it. It was easier to understand, easier to implement. It was actions. It is about action. So yeah, that's the very first thing. Why did I want to pursue that? It's because I did understand it. I wasn't afraid of not knowing. The environment there I found was, and it still is, quite of a supportive environment. Asking the questions, as I said before, I didn't know what was buy to let, so BTL. I was thinking of sandwiches actually is a buy to let. I asked the questions, like, okay, what is it? Okay, what is HMO? Okay, what is service accommodation? It's just, constantly showing up, leveraging other people's experiences and knowledge, as well as my time to understand a bit more. Strategies that I ended up using and doing are the HMO, so house of multiple occupants, and rent to rent, which is great for cash flow, or for a quick cash flow. And and that was it. That's what it is. That's what got me going in a way. Is also the coaching. So I pushed away a coach as soon as I started. I was like, no, I don't need no coach. I don't need this. I don't need this. This is too much woo-woo. I don't need no help. Just, I'm happy asking just the question. But I found it by my own experience. I just wasted even more time just because I kept on pushing back solutions and accountability that would have seen me achieving my goals in a faster way. So as soon as
what happened? So you're saying, okay, you was pushing that away. So you found something you could understand. You could understand the training. You could understand how to apply and all the rest of it. So because I want people to know, like, what are some of the things that you ran into? Because if you're running into it, there's other people running into it.
Ego.
So, like, what is it?
That's the very first thing, Mark. Ego. For me, I can do it on my own. I don't need anybody to, have a phone call or have a catch up, just saying, hey, these are my actions and this is where I'm going. I can do them myself. Now I've got the knowledge, as in information, free information. I have a network that I can reach out to and ask the questions that I need. For then myself, just keep on doing it. Very first thing that I found is accountability. Is, between say something and actually doing it, the difference is huge. So a coach helped me being accountable. So in a linguistic way, the way I talk to myself, the mindset wasn't even there. So it's, there would be plenty of challenges and roadblocks that I found just because I said no for a couple of months.
Yeah, so what did you run into? You went out there with this information of the steps and the formulas to take some action. So are you telling me
I lost? I couldn't complete on a first deal. So one of my business partners, we didn't complete on a deal, especially it was COVID just kicked in, so a deal just went through, just fell through. So having I find having the guide or somebody a coach that I can explain what we're going through and see this situation from a different perceptive or point of view, put it that way, it would have been easier. The second thing that I found is more on the support. So obviously, many people could relate to this, that whenever they start something new, there's not much of a support around them. So it's so easy to just give in and say, it's okay. I'd rather stay where I was because people either liked me or either had friends or either they love me unconditionally, when actually, if they only kept on going on their way and doing what they wanted to do, they could actually have even more support. So the very first thing that I had in a way was, some members of my family as well saying, like, this is nuts. I don't know, you're going to get scammed, you're going to lose your money, you're going to do this, you're going to do that. This is all going to happen. All of the terrible things that I heard from friends and family, none of these things have happened. So
okay, so you said ego, you said wasn't able to complete on your first deal. So, like, what was happening? What was happening?
It's in my head. In my head, still today, nowadays, something happens. It's a war. That's a real war. It's like what the self-doubts or some doubts that you might have. There is a lot going on through somebody else's mind or someone's mind, especially in a situation where the pressure goes up. And you gotta take action, and you gotta keep moving, and you got to make a decision. When you have no clarity, you find it tough to take that decision. It's a no-brainer. And my experience is not only I found clarity of what I wanted to do, but a path that is tailored to me for my outcome of what I want to go. And that's it. And the rest, again, it just unveiled organically. I don't know if I'm making sense, but I think people could relate to this as well. So, yeah.
So what were some of the hurdles that you ran into then? Are you saying you couldn't get the deal? So what happened to deal?
Negotiations. So one of the things that I couldn't get through is, bringing offers over the table or over the line, actually. So having offers rejected or not having that relationship built in a productive way with estate agents, or the negotiations, handling objections, but especially when it comes down to raising finances with investors. Okay, why do people need to invest with you? And I still remember when I was sitting down at the very beginning, like trying to network with other people, say, okay, why do they need to invest with me? Where do I find investors? Where do I find that person that has, X amount of money that would want to invest with me? These are some of the challenges that I found. I didn't, lack of direction. I didn't know. It's a total chaos when you would just go like, you have that feeling, you want to do that. You have that passion, the enthusiasm, keep on going. And, one after another, how many challenges can you actually resist and keep on plowing through? Because I tell you, without, from my experience, without a coach and a community or an environment around me, I would have left a long time ago. I'd have gone back to do, hospitality now that everything is open again.
Yeah. So tell us about this journey. Like in the beginning,
yeah,
it was totally new to you, and you were understanding like, okay, I can buy property with other people's money. This is insane. So like, so in the beginning when you first heard that, like, let's say 10, you totally 100% believe. Yeah. And 1, it's like total disbelief. Like, where were you in terms of that you believe that you could do it yourself?
That's a good question. I'd say like, if I take the excitement away, 4, maybe.
In the beginning, you're
yeah, like no, it's actually, yeah, it's not possible because there's always something that you gotta pay, so it's not possible. It's not. It's like these guys are nuts. Like yeah, no, I need to get out of it. That's what I thought. But the idea of doing it, yeah, that's what I liked.
You like the idea of it, but then you're saying it's a 4 out of 10 in terms of that you believe that you could do it in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So what happened? Like, what was in your head? Why did you keep going if you're less than 50% chance of you thinking you're going to be able to do it?
I silenced the noise around me. That's the very first thing I've done. I silenced the noise around me. I just looked at people that around me were doing it successfully. So the success stories, and studied their lives, studied their journey on social media, especially seeing what content they were putting out there. There's some great people and coaches within the real life community that still today they just inspire me to do more and more and more. And looking at the way they are handling their objections or their setbacks and challenges only gives me more fuel to pursue what I want to do and makes it all possible even for me. If they can do that, why can I not do this? If they can find an investor, why can I not find an investor? So if they can buy properties left, right, and center using no money down of their own, or there's so many, like the creativity that I've seen over the past 1.5 years that I'm in there.
And what were some of the things that started to come into your mind as like, okay, you silenced the noise, you started telling yourself, if they can do it, I can do it, and you started moving forward, but still then not seeing results straight away? Like, what was going through your mind? Well,
there's always like I don't know if you remember the very beginning. I lost about like 7 deals in a row. I say lost, but then again, how could I lose something that I never had? I don't know, but seven projects, seven deals that just fell through one after another. Whether I could raise finances, down valuations, vendors pulled out. I actually lost one about a month and a half ago, so that would have been the fourth project for the quarter. But, you can't win them all in a way, but you can't lose what you don't have. It's part of it. It's the experience. You gotta go through this. There's not training or anybody that could say like, hey, everything will be okay. What I found is I know what to do when hard times come around. That's truly what it is. It's not always like yeah, but I know what can be done when things are getting tougher.
Sure. And did I tell you that everything's going to be okay and everything's going to go smoothly? Is that what I told you?
Everybody say everything's going to be okay, but until you're going to go through that, you don't know. But actually, I'm through it. And I'm going to know what's the next challenge. I don't know, but I'm going to get through it.
That's what I'm asking you. That's what I'm asking you. Did I tell you, hey, everything's going to be fine, everything's going to go?
No.
What did I tell you?
It's gonna be a knife.
That's what I told you, right?
No, it's gonna be. So you said it's gonna be tough. It's not gonna be like easy. It's not a walk in the park. But you went on explaining so many other things, such as, you know, I still remember them, such as, you know, I will show you if you show up constantly. I show you that, you know, first of all, it's impossible to fail, because effectively you put the time in, I put the action, I show up, I leverage all the materials, I leverage everything. How can you not, you know, succeed in what you're trying to do? And I'm the living proof on my experience, my family as well, that it is possible. But the best part is what to do when the poo-poo hits the fan.
Yeah,
that's the best part, and that's what kept me going, because I knew what needed to be done, and I never looked back.
Sure, absolutely, and just to solidify on that point, it's not about when it's going okay. You know, anybody can do it when it's okay, but in terms of life, from what I've experienced in property investing, yeah, as far as like step-by-step guide on what's going to happen, it always goes wrong. It always goes wrong. But when you switch your point of view to, well, okay, I'm perceiving it's going wrong, but how about it's just going right, and this is the way that it's supposed to happen, and I don't resist it and I just go with it, and actually learning what to do when things go wrong is more important than learning what to do when things go right, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. And that's the key thing. Yes. Yeah. So okay, so then what happened? Yeah, so what happened? You kept yourself in the game, you started to, you know, move in the direction of 7 deals lost. So then what happened?
I got into a morning routine. What happened is it's a combination of so many things all at once, in a way. So obviously I got the coach I'm on my back right away. I said, dude, you know, I think Luis is here. Yeah, he's there I can see in the chat. I spoke with Luis and I said, look, I got this, I can't fail it. Failure is not an option. So what we need to do, what do I need to do? So it's been really close to me for what duration, 6-7 months, mega results achieved already. Very first thing, this is in terms of, you know, results given by action. Very first thing that I needed to overcome was my mindset. So putting away things that I always thought of value, such as, you know, what other people think of myself, you know, friends or people that I used to speak so much and so often back in the day. You know, there was always an element of, you know, I don't want to let them down. I don't want them to know that I changed, that I'm growing, and it held me back like crazy. Even like relationship with my father, himself, you know, it's so always something that held me back. So my coaching was never about property. I can see that now. There was an element of it, but it was more of overcoming this mindset, the challenges that I had. So obviously getting into a strong morning routine, you know, the waking up early, the visualizing the goals, the writing it down, the gratitude, that there is so much to it there. You know, I could spend hours talking about it, but having it seriously instilled in my day-to-day basis, that was a game changer. It truly changed my life. Hey, don't get me wrong, and even people watching, don't get me wrong, there are days that, you know, I don't feel like waking up, I don't feel like show up, or I don't even wake up sometimes. You know, hey, I'm still a human being, you know what I mean? But it's important, what do I do when that happens? You know, get back into that routine, catch myself on doing it. That's the game changer. So as Luis, I just seen you put it in the chat box below, like routine equals results. Absolutely. But are you willing to do that? And you know, it's that's the only question. Like, what are you willing to, let's say, sacrifice for, you know, a better way for you and your family?
Yeah, and I wish I could have your initial reaction when I first told, because we were just chatting before we went live here. I wish I could have your initial reaction when I first told you. But let's see what happens on the second time around. Because I was telling you, just today I lifted 6 tons. Yeah, I lifted 6 tons today. Yeah, just before we were talking, it was like, no, how did you do that? Really asking me loads of questions about how to lift 6 tons. And I was like, listen, when I tell you you're not going to be a big deal. Yeah, but how do you create any company that makes 5 million, 8 million, 10 million, 50 million? You know, all these experiences that I've been through in all these different companies, organizations, people have trained all over the world, the property portfolio, the construction, the business management, all of this stuff. Yeah, it's like lifting 6 tons. But how did I lift 6 tons today? How did I lift it?
You left me speechless when you asked me. I was like, it's impossible. You never. It's like 5 tons, 6 tons. Never. I can do that.
It's impossible for them to get their first million property portfolio. My dad was always telling me, you know, you got to be in the right place. You know, you got to be born in that bloodline to be able to, you know, make those millions. And, you know, you just put an honest day's work and get an honest day's pay. You know, all these phrases he used to say. Yeah, but it can be there. Yeah, and George Jackson is you know, putting his methods in there, but that was the point. You know, 60 kg, you know, 10 reps, yeah, and there's 600 kg, and then do that 10 times. There's 6 tons, 6 tons. Yeah, and this is what most people are not doing. I can't believe we're just dropping this goal right in the middle of here, and hopefully people are picking up on this. And we'll single this out, because you got to start somewhere. You got to pick up something. You got to do the first rep of the first set. Yeah, but are people willing to put the reps in? Yeah, and the sets in. And another thing as well, it's what my trainer is telling me, is drilling this into me at the moment, is because a lot of people, they go out and they take action, Sam, and you know about all taking action, and you know, we're all taking action.
Yeah.
You know, most people take lots of action. You know, some people that don't, but you know, that's obvious. But the people that do take action. But you know what he said to me? He said, don't count the reps. He said, make the reps count. And it was like a moment. I was like, game on. Here's me, you know, doing like incline, you know, and decline press ups, and like I'm letting all my core like sag about, like we're doing, you know, belly dance ups, not even press ups. And I thought, what am I doing? Am I just trying to rep out and just get through it, or am I going to tighten up and have good form and be able to, you know, push out effectively and build, you know, good, you know, solid form? Now, this is what it comes to in the game of property investment. Are people just going to rep out, you know, and just say, hey, yeah, look, I'm flapping about doing something. I'm watching this, I'm watching that. Or are they going to get in line to do like what you're saying? You know, get focus, get clarity, and make the reps count, make the moves that they are making count. And I'll tell you why this is important, because it's a little bit like an iceberg. You know, the iceberg is what you can see on the top. That's the visible. Yeah. But then the big bulk of the iceberg, as we all know, is underneath. That's what we call the invisible. Yeah. So a lot has to happen in property investing and in life and building business that is so-called invisible before something comes visible, like cash flow in your bank account, deals accepted, projects happening. These are all visible things. Yeah. If you're not in line doing the invisible stuff and those things, how do you know if you're getting closer to making it visible or not? Yeah. And this is what the ultimate thing is about, hey, look, I lift 6 tons today. Yeah. But I knew that by doing each rep and each set at the time is going to get me to acquire the required goal for that.
Absolutely.
So I just want to address what Lewis is saying. Mark doesn't get them feelings. I know Lewis is just saying that too, so I address it and make him feel better, you know, because I know he feels it. You know, I don't know, I cannot compare myself to other people, but I feel these feelings a lot. You know, just this morning, you know, I already decided last night, based on, you know, my week's activity, I decided last night, I made a decision. This is the difference between being aware and unaware, though. I made a decision. I'm not getting up in the morning. You know, normally I get up at 4 a.m. and I do my thing and I do all what I do in my morning routine. I decided last night, I was like, I'm not getting up in the morning. I was sulking. You know, I was being a Mardy bum. Yeah. And then let me tell you what snapped me out of it. I knew I needed to snap out of it at some point, but I don't know what it was that was going to snap me out of it. But anyway, I got up, got kids ready, drive them to school, and it was staring me right there in the face. You know, me being a little sulky Mardy bum, yeah, what I started to do is start to see all the other people driving their cars, and I'm pulling over, letting them go by. They're not even waving to me. They've got miserable faces. Now, I know it's Monday morning, and most people, they get all miserable on Monday morning. But I was like, oh my goodness, how am I? Like, normally people are like waving, okay, good, they let me go, and all of this. And it just wasn't what I was attracting. Yeah, so this can happen in property investing. If we're not sure what we're doing with the invisible, yeah, then we can start to get a little bit miserable about it and want to stay in bed and not want to take action, not want to make those calls, not want to do that due diligence, not want to go out there and raise the finance or, you know, get the project happening or put it on track and all of that. And then all these little things that happen, they upset us, they make us worse, and it's a big downward spiral. Yeah, so it is about being around, some people say like-minded people. I like to say trained people. You know, I need trained people around me, people in my team who, you know, slap me around the face and say, wakey, wakey, boy, you know, time to make some different moves now.
Absolutely. I can relate to that because I usually say I'm too busy. And Louis know about it. Oh, I'm too busy. There's so many things that I'm doing. Oh, I'm too busy. I'm just chicken out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
and I'm okay. And by the way, anybody who has any questions about anything, I am willing to address it. Yeah, whether we do it here, whether we do it on any other video, any content, or any other of the real life TV network on different episodes and different things that we produce. Why? Because I'm ready for you to, like, if you're asking, you're ready. Yeah, if you're asking, you know, it's some help that you require, some support you require, it's just some inspiration you require. So if I can help anyone in any way, then I'll answer any question that you want to do. If there's any training, I'll even put the training together for you. Yeah, I don't go to other people's businesses on a one-to-one basis like I used to go into the corporate world and train them anymore, because I like to, you know, train people who want to be there. And in the corporate world, it's like they're only there because they're told to be there. Yeah, I like people who put their skin in the game and want to show up and go out their way to show up. And that's exactly what we'll be doing to all the people that show up to the next Property Secrets Exposed, a 3-day virtual event where people are going out their way for 3 days, a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday. They go out their ways, they pay their time, they pay their money, they pay their energy. And they're the type of people I want to train, because they're the people who get results. And that's what we're all about, baby. Yeah, all good. So what's this? It's a way of making an excuse and trying to justify when you don't want to do something. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So look, I've got a couple more questions to ask you here.
Fantastic.
Sam, and one of them is super, super important. But really just fill us in on all of this journey now, what you've been able to do, what you're doing. This ain't like, you know, a lot of people, this ain't about showing off. This is just about saying, hey, look, this is my strategies. This is what I've created. And then, you know, if we inspire one person, then job done. But I'm sure we'll inspire many people.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously, as I said before, 2 strategies I've been following is the rent-to-rent and the HMO. So at the moment, in terms of HMO, so proper purchases that we're doing with my partners, we got one project actually sending up the refurbishment now, so it should be done in the next couple of weeks or so. It's going to be my little jewel. It's fantastic. I really love that site. Then we have a property that we are going to exchange and complete. Actually, received today a prop valuation, or the initial survey from a valuer. I should really like him. Shall I say how much he was?
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's okay. So it's a 6 beds. We got 320 for it. Amazing. That we're completing it at the end of the month, and then we have another purchase with legals at the moment. We are completing in June actually. So we meant to. I was thinking to complete in July. It's actually by the 30th of June we gotta complete. So I know. Power team is there. So I'm not too worried about it. In terms of rent to rent, so I do have 3 service accommodations and then 2 rent to rent HMOs. So this is all over the UK. So down south, the purchases up north or Midlands, and the rent to rent, some of them in the Midlands and some of them in the south. So total cash flow, all in all, would be just short of 6 grand net per month. So and the value, property value would be just about £1 million. So that's a massive achievement from not knowing what I was talking about or understanding pretty much anything about property to actually coming up that far. Being a coach as well, and winning 2 awards last year for me is I couldn't ask for more.
An award-winning property investor, absolutely awesome.
2 awards.
Yeah, double award winning.
Double award.
And he wants to go for some more this year as well. Real life awards is
Absolutely.
on what day? It's on the 11th of December this year. Yeah, I'm putting it out there right now, guys. On looks like we're back in the live. Yeah, we're back in the live environment. And 2019 was wonderful. 2020 we were virtual, still cool, but we're going to be back 2021 with a beast.
Absolutely, Sam. Do your family now believe, now they see you're getting results? Was there pressure to you prove to your dad you could do this? What is that into your mind, freak? Great question, Claudette. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in and the question. So, does my family now believe? Yes, they do. It's more of the way I put it is like 3 stages, and it works with everybody, friends, family, or you heavy. Like the first one is like, oh man, you're gonna lose money. It's never gonna work. You're crazy. You hit your head this morning coming off the bath. Second stage is once you start doing it, people get, oh, hold on. Well, what is he? What is he up to now? Let me see a bit more closer. Let's close it. Oh yeah, okay. The third stage, when you actually made it, and I say made it because you never actually made it. There's always something more that you can improve and give back to others. People will actually come to you and say, hey, teach me or show me. And that's it. I think I'm on the second stage at the moment. So I'm like, okay, all eyes on me from my family. They're all watching closely. Make it or not. Pressure to put, well, my dad, without boring you on the whole history, me and my dad, we didn't speak for a long time. So we're talking about 6-8 years or something like that. So it's not really, we just recently, as you know, last December, we reconnected again. So it's more of, all eyes on me again. Second stage, didn't match. It didn't change much about proving him to him. It's more about leaving a legacy behind for my son, for example, be a better version of myself. Mind freak, hey, I always have them every day. The mind freak is always there, but is how do I put myself in a situation where I can actually digest what is the information that I need to digest, take control and clarity of what actions I need to take on and move forward from there. So there'll always be something there. There'll always be something that is trying to track me down. But I'm blessed and grateful to the amazing people that I got around me. You're one of them as well. So the community and the support that I have it just made it happen. It's not a solo journey at all. If I look back, if I would do that all on myself, I wouldn't be here. I can guarantee you that. Promise you, I wouldn't be here. So hope that answered the question.
Yeah.
And thank you, Clara.
Good job. And here's the thing, like over the next couple of months is going to be vital, pivoting to take advantage of the new opportunity that there is. Like, let's face it, the world is on sale right now. The world is on sale right now. So right now, making sure that you are getting the deals at these wonderful prices, because everyone's like, oh, the prices are so high. Is it too hot right now? It's like, you need to know where to go to get things where they're on sale. What are the strategies and what the areas that I can use to nail down these finding of these deals, working out these numbers and get offers so I can raise finance and make it all happen. In fact, it comes down to 6 very simple steps, super simple steps. And all you need to do to find out what these steps are is just go to reallifepropertysecretsexposed.com. reallifepropertysecretsexposed.com. Just go to that website. Yeah, and I'll tell you all, like right there on there, the 6 steps that you need to make that happen. Yeah, and if you like it, by the way, you can get yourself a ticket for free, kind of free. Meaning, well, you don't have to pay anything right now, but you get yourself registered for the event. And then what you do is attend the whole 3 days of the event. And then only if you love it at the end of the event will you then pay. Yeah, you can decide whether it's worth it or not, because this opportunity is too good to miss right now, because there's a window of opportunity to get on, to catch the wave, as the surfers would say. Yeah. I mean, all, what the proverb says, when's the best time to plant a tree? 20 years ago. Second best time now. I mean, that's always going to be the case. I'm just saying there's a window of opportunity to catch a big wave right now. So you're going to go ahead and see those 6 steps, propertysecretsexposed.com, see about coming to that event, and just, get your head down, block out the days, get your head down. All you people in real life, try if you've not made it, because obviously after that, couple of weeks after that, I've got PWT. Oh my goodness, but that's a story for another day. So I've got a question to ask you, Sam.
Yeah.
Super, super important. So for all these wonderful people on here, they're going to come across this. History has proved that we must never let people forget that they must do the right thing for the right reason. Now, why is that?
Because it's the only way you discover your true potential. Ooh!
Yes, you heard it here, guys. That's what you got to do. So until next time, thank you so much. And thank you, Sam, for being here, sharing your wonderful wisdom. Any questions, you reach out to us. You let us know. We will provide you with what you need when you need it, so you can bridge that gap. So like he said, you got to do the right thing for the right reason, because it is the only way that you will discover your true potential.